And Robert Costa, your paper's reporting that Donald Trump is looking into getting rid of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen. What would be behind that move? She was defiantly protective of his separation policy.
Inside the White House, Mika, the line has always been that President Trump wants to be his own spokesman when it comes to matters of the press. There's also a line on him that he wants to be his own Department of Homeland Security secretary, that he wants to be the one managing policy, managing the wall, talking about the caravan, talking about child separation policy. The president is Stephen Miller. Secretary Nielsen has always been on the outside of that conversation. She's defended him at almost every turn. She has executed his policy. She can't escape that she was part of President Trump's immigration policy, but she's never been an insider of insiders in President Trump's world, always closer to Chief of Staff Kelly than to President Trump. And based on the Post reporting, the president is certainly ready to make a change.
Robert Costa, thank you very, very much. And still ahead on Morning Joe. In Donald Trump, voters elected a New York Democrat to the White House. Will they do it again with a different candidate in 2020? Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is considering a presidential bid, and
I've got a feeling also she's going to remain a New York Democrat.
I think she might be true to her word. Yes, we're going to talk to her about that straight ahead on Morning Joe.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.